What if the reason you struggle to open up isn't because you're broken, but because you're built differently? Everyone says you're too quiet, too guarded, too hard to read. But what if your silence isn't weakness? It's a rare kind of strength most people don't even recognize, because the people who open up the least often understand themselves the most. And once you see why, you'll never look at yourself the same way again. Most people will tell you that if you struggle to open up, something is wrong with you. They'll say you're too guarded, too distant, too hard to read. But what if that's not the full story? What if your silence isn't a weakness, but a sign of something rare? Because the truth is, not everyone who stays quiet is closed off. Some people simply choose depth over noise, meaning over exposure, and trust over urgency. And psychology suggests that if you find it difficult to open up, you may actually have a unique set of psychological strengths that most people overlook. Let's explore them. Point 1. You have a highly developed sense of emotional boundaries. Psychology shows that people who don't open up easily often have a stronger awareness of personal boundaries. You don't just share your thoughts and feelings with anyone. You instinctively filter who gets access to your inner world. And in a time where oversharing is normalized, that's not weakness, that's control. Think about it. Some people reveal everything within minutes of meeting someone, only to regret it later. But you take your time, you observe, you feel things out. That hesitation isn't fear, it's discernment. Research indicates that people with strong boundaries tend to have better long-term emotional stability because they're less likely to be manipulated or drained by others. So if you struggle to open up, it may be because you value your emotional space more than most. And that's not something to fix, it's something to protect. Point 2. You process emotions deeply, not quickly. People often assume that if you're not talking about your feelings, you're avoiding them. But in reality, many quiet individuals are doing the exact opposite. They're processing, just internally. Psychology suggests that some people have a more reflective emotional style. Instead of reacting immediately, they take time to understand what they're feeling before expressing it. You don't just say, "I'm upset." You ask yourself why. You replay situations. You analyze patterns. You sit with the feeling until it makes sense. And because of that, when you finally do open up, it's not surface level. It's real, clear, and meaningful. That depth is rare. In a world that encourages instant reactions, your ability to pause and reflect gives you emotional clarity that many people never reach. Point 3. You value authenticity over approval. If opening up easily got you instant connection and approval, most people would do it. But you don't chase that. Research indicates that people who are slower to open up tend to place a higher value on authenticity rather than social validation. You're not interested in saying things just to be liked. You don't share emotions just because it's expected. You wait until it feels genuine. That's why small talk can feel exhausting to you. It's not that you dislike people. It's that you crave something more real. For example, while others might casually talk about their struggles to fit in or gain sympathy, stay quiet until you trust the person enough to truly understand you. And that restraint protects your authenticity. You're not performing your emotions. You're honoring them. Point 4. You build deeper, more meaningful connections. It may seem ironic, but people who struggle to open up often form stronger relationships over time. Why? Because when you do let someone in, it means something. Psychology shows that delayed vulnerability can actually increase trust in relationships because it signals that access to you is earned, not given freely. Think about your closest connections. They're probably not many, but they're deep. People who know you know that your words aren't casual. Your trust isn't automatic. So when you share something personal, it carries weight. It creates a sense of intimacy that isn't rushed or forced. And that's something people remember. You don't have many connections, but the ones you do have are real. 5. You are emotionally self-reliant. Many people rely heavily on others to process their emotions. They need constant reassurance, constant validation, constant conversation. But if you struggle to open up, chances are you've learned how to handle things on your own first. Research suggests that individuals who internalize before expressing tend to develop stronger self-regulation skills. You don't immediately look for someone to fix your feelings. You sit with them. You work through them. That doesn't mean you don't need people. It means you don't depend on them to feel okay. For example, when something difficult happens, your first instinct isn't to broadcast it, it's to understand it. And that kind of inner stability makes you resilient in ways that are hard to teach. Point 6. You instinctively protect your inner world. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your fears, your vulnerabilities. And deep down, you know that psychology suggests that some people are naturally more protective of their inner experiences, especially if they are emotionally perceptive. You pick up on people's intentions, their energy, their subtle behaviors, so you don't open up easily, not because you can't, but because you're careful about who you trust, careful about where you invest your emotional energy. That instinct protects you from being misunderstood, dismissed, or hurt by the wrong people. And while it might make you seem distant to some, it actually means you're deeply aware. So if you've ever felt like there's something wrong with you because you struggle to open up, there isn't. You're not too closed. You're selective. You're thoughtful. You're intentional. Your silence isn't emptiness. It's depth. And the right people won't rush you, pressure you, or misunderstand you for it. They'll recognize the value of what you hold, and they'll wait until you're ready to share it. So instead of trying to force yourself to be more like everyone else, start seeing this part of yourself for what it truly is. A strength, a rare one. And if this resonated with you, there's a lot more to understand about the hidden strengths in your personality. Score for more insights like this, and start seeing yourself in a completely different way.